Coming up on AGWEEK TV, we'll get boots on the ground to check planting progress.
Effects for the cattle industry from the April 12th blizzard are still going on.
I'm Katie Pinky in Northeast North Dakota, where we're continuing our Follow a Farmer series.
And a prominent North Dakota potato farming family sells to a trust linked to one of the world's richest men. Welcome to AGWEEK TV. I'm Emily Beal. It's been a record slow spring of planting in much of North Dakota due to Mother Nature. To get an in-depth perspective on planting progress and acreage decisions, AGWEEK teamed up with Red River Farm Network and Advanced Trading for an early June boots on the ground tour up and down our region.
This is Don Wick from the Red River Farm Network along with Tommy Gersafi from Advanced Trading. And this past week we were on the road for the Boots on the Ground tour as we've been surveying crop conditions, talking about planting progress with growers up and down the region. We're going to hear from a few of those farmers right now.
It's been hard. We've dealt with a lot of rain. Cold temperatures hasn't dried out as much as it usually does. Luckily we've had some fertilizer on last fall. That's helped us out this spring, but yeah, we're quite a bit. We finished around the 16th of May last year, and obviously here we are now. So
yeah. It's been a challenge. We were shooting for about 2,000 acres of corn, but didn't quite get all of that in, about maybe 10% less corn than what we thought we were going to get in. And through here, we're probably thinking somewhere in that 80% of the corn that was planned kind of went in. Obviously not on all the fields that it was planned on. There probably got to be a little bit of corn on corn in some certain fields that were tiled and dried off and etc.
The question always seems to be how much PP we're going to be seeing in this footprint. What are you seeing on hog farms?
We're going to have a couple quarters, probably 400 acres maybe. Other than that, we're going to try and get everything in. The majority of what we got left to plant is edible beans. So, I mean, we're in that time frame.
Surprising in talking to the elevator manager, they did go through quite a bit of wheat with the market prices where they were at, did entice a lot of wheat acres last week too. So I think we'll see a little reduction in our beans.
Back with Tommy. Tommy, give me an idea from your perspective. What did you see this past week?
Don, the most amazing thing is how this ground's just working up beautifully, but is it too little too late? Or meeting with this farmer here, they moved their corn down from 92 to 88. They're all the way down to an 80-day hybrid. So yes, the corn's going in, but the yield drag's going to be there. That's not something we'll see till harvest, may not come out to the January crop report. So it may look like a lot more acres get planted.
Thank you, Tommy Gersafi from Advanced Trading, reporting for AGWEEK. I'm Don Wick for the Red River Farm Network.
Erratic weather, rising prices, and changing regulations are altering the calendar for crop spraying this year. For most growers around the region, planting got off to a late start. That means late spraying too. Matt Hovdenis has an ag spraying business in Castleton, North Dakota. He says field conditions vary widely in his area. Some farmers got their planting done, while others have been struggling to even get started. And he says if it stays wet, he expects to see some prevented planting acres that will still need herbicide applications.
I would rather spray fungicide on a customer's growing crop that they're going to make revenue off of than go out and try and keep weeds out of a preventive plant field. So, it's hard to say what that will do to my business, but certainly we like to see crops rather than preventive plant acres.
Some growers with late planted soybeans are up against a June 12th cutoff date to use dicamba under spraying regulations updated this year in Minnesota. It's been 2 months since the severe April blizzard dumped heavy snows over much of North Dakota. 2,100 cattle producers in the state reported some losses. Ag groups are working to upgrade federal government compensation levels that pay for part of their loss. Mikkel Pates has more in this week's AGWEEK cover story.
Probably the largest loss that I heard, they're pushing close to 300.
The death loss for cows and calves is bad enough, but there's also ongoing health concerns, and it throws off timing for everything else on the farm.
When this storm hit, we were pretty much in the middle of calving.
Greg Meyer and his family have a 320 cow commercial beef herd. The first multi-day storm was followed by another a few days later, and then by rain and icy winds. Some producers to the east were hit with a third weekend blizzard. Since the Meyers knew the snow was coming, they had time to put up a 20-acre enclosure in their calving pasture using an earth and windbreak, portable panels, and barbed wire. Greg's daughter Lacey, one of the family's ranch partners, spent a couple of nights in a pickup truck keeping watch.
We had to stay out there constantly and make sure, everything was getting pulled into the barn, put in the warmer, and
It was tough.
Despite their best efforts, the Meyers lost nearly 40 calves in the storm and rain and wind aftermath. They and others in the region lost animals to the pneumonia and scours that came after the storm.
A lot of the losses that we see come in that form, just as much as things that are catastrophic that happen right in the heart of the weather event itself.
The North Dakota Stockmen's Association and other farm groups and advocates are pushing to nearly triple compensation formulas under the Livestock Indemnity Program, which would still only partially compensate ranchers for above normal cattle losses. The state FSA office is working to make sure deaths from storm-related diseases count. Despite the challenges, there is still optimism.
One of the first years there's been a little bit of talk of some expansions again, because we are seeing some green grass early in the spring, which always leads to optimism in the ranching world.
While the storms claimed cattle and put planting behind, Greg Meyer, for one, is trying to look on the bright side.
This moisture is a blessing in disguise. It's too bad we had to give up so many calves to get this rain, but if that's what it takes, that's what it is.
It'll be 2023 before federal officials count up all the losses, and it remains to be seen whether the compensation will be fair. For AGWEEK, this is Mikkel Pates in western North Dakota.
The North Dakota Stockmen's Association has launched a disaster relief fund to get help to ranchers. You can read much more in the next AGWEEK magazine or at agweek.com. A trust associated with billionaire Bill Gates now owns more than 2,000 acres of farmland in northeast North Dakota. Campbell Farms of Grafton, made up of farmer and former Republican State Senator Tom Campbell and his brothers Bill and Greg, transferred land to a trust connected to Gates for $13.5 million. The Campbell brothers have been involved in potato farming since the late 70s. They also have farmland west of Minneapolis and have other business interests. Gates has a large portfolio of farmland across the country. Campbell and his brothers did not respond to AGWEEK's request for a comment. Coming up on AGWEEK TV, we'll meet a young farmer we'll be following this season, although farming wasn't his first choice.
You can get the field results you want in varying conditions with the flexibility of the Summers VRT Renegade. Featuring on-the-fly blade angle adjustment from 0 to 19 degrees. And if you want the simplicity of a Super Coulter with the ability to move a little dirt, you'll love the all-new Summers Super Coulter Samurai. Go to summersmfg.com or visit your local dealer to learn more about North America's broadest line of tillage equipment and other products from North Dakota-based Summers Manufacturing.
All right, here's the free gift I got for opening up a checking account. Let's see what I got.
Okay guys, so I got this portable DVD player.
Yeah, I'm not sure why my bank would give me a tiny waffle maker.
So it's a tumbler, but it doesn't fit in any of my cup holders.
I wasn't even sure they still made these.
Is it for kids? Is this for kids?
Don't fall for the free gift. Find a bank that cares about what you really need. Cornerstone Bank.
At Advanced Grain Handling Systems, we're your full-service grain dryer and bin project partner. We'll handle everything from start to finish.
These guys are all in one. That was one of the big draws. They were the general. They took care of the electrical. They took care of the cement, took care of everything.
Whether your next project is big or small, let our team help with it all. Visit advancedgrainhandling.com.
Since the inception of Vaterstadt, the spirit of innovation has led the company. We push the limits, providing innovative and reliable seeding and tillage solutions that simplify everyday life for farmers. We continue to reimagine the capabilities and technology behind farm machinery, providing customers with a perfect emergence while maximizing their yields. We look forward to growing together.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has the storage, conditioning, and handling equipment to fit any size operation with a wide variety of options and accessories, including our patented Blockbuster auger to help break up blockages over the center sump gate, and a full line of mixed flow grain dryers with even heating, excellent efficiency, and expandable capacities. Protect your investment and market your grain. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with Superior Grain Equipment.
The Green Bison soy processing facility is a step closer to reality. A groundbreaking ceremony was held for the plant last week. Green Bison soy processing is a venture between ADM and Marathon Petroleum. The $350 million soybean processing facility is located about 10 miles east of Jamestown. It's North Dakota's first dedicated soybean crushing plant and refinery. It's expected to process 150,000 bushels of soybeans a day into oil, meal, and fiber. An estimated 600 million pounds of vegetable oil a year will be sent to Marathon Refinery in Dickinson, North Dakota, to be refined into renewable diesel.
That's called leading the way forward with an innovative product and plant and business that other places don't have.
The plant is expected to employ 70 people and be running by the harvest of 2023. Throughout this growing season, AGWEEK is following several farmers in our region. We call it our Follow a Farmer series. This week, AGWEEK publisher Katie Pinke introduces us to her farmer from Northeast North Dakota.
Thanks, Emily. I'm here with Thomas Shepard of Crystal, North Dakota on our Follow a Farmer series. Thomas, just tell us a little bit about how many years you've been farming and then share where we are.
Sure, so we're outside of Crystal, North Dakota. I've been farming now since I got home from college, so in 2015, so it's been 7 years now. And yeah, we are located about a half hour from Canada and a half hour from Minnesota. I'm a 5th generation farmer. We've grown potatoes since the 1930s, specialize in chipping potatoes.
What other crops are you raising here?
Wheat, corn, soybeans, and edible beans. Kind of everything revolves around the potato.
And you've seen a drastic planting season, so share a little bit about the planting season.
Yeah, so we are well into June here, and we just hit the halfway point planting potatoes, and usually this time of year we've been done for weeks, but we just kind of roll with the punches and do what we can. And
did you grow up wanting to farm?
That's a great question, and if I'm answering honestly, I did not. For a long time thought about being a pastor. You know, the family farm, it's been in the family so long. I was the only boy, so I kind of knew since I was young that, you know, my parents, everyone would want me to keep farming, and I felt that pressure and I didn't like it, and I kind of just thought, you know, I wanted to do my own thing. But then when I was gone and when I would kind of see the world a little bit more, I realized just how beautiful of a thing we had here back at the farm. And my favorite thing about farming is who I get to do it with, whether that be my dad, and I guess it's just a legacy I'm honored to be a part of, and yeah.
Thomas Shepard, thanks so much for being a part of our Follow a Farmer series. We'll be checking in here at Shepard Farm several times throughout the growing season.
The April storms are challenging for livestock producers across North Dakota, but now the benefits are starting to emerge. We paid a visit to Best Angus and Quarter Horse Ranch near Watford City in the North Dakota Badlands, where they're recovering from the drought and spring storms.
It's way better now. I mean, this is as good a spring as we've had in the last 10 years.
The grass is coming back slowly on the Best Ranch. After years of drought, rancher Pete Best says they've had 8 inches of rain and snow in the last month or so. That's a big start toward pulling them out of drought.
The grass, it's coming, but I mean, you can tell it's been stressed over the last 3 years, really. We've been short of moisture, but it's been a awful spring for calving, but it's been a good spring for moisture.
Best and his wife Bonita have about 20 quarter horses and 250 head of cattle. They sold off about 50 cows last year because of the drought. Still, the April blizzards hit hard.
We didn't do so bad because we didn't have a lot of cows calving. We were done with our biggest bunches, but we still lost some. And I don't know what we really could have done to save. It was tough.
Best says they could still use a little more rain, and he's optimistic they'll get it.
All it takes is a couple more rains and we'll have all the hay that we need, and we can have good crops, and we'll have enough grass. So statistically, if it's a drought or not, I can't. I don't know if that matters as much as what actually grows.
The ranch is where his wife Bonita grew up. They bought it from her parents in 2008. Pete didn't grow up on a ranch, but despite the challenges, it's where he always wanted to be.
From age 5, younger than that. We lived in Minneapolis at the time, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to ranch. So wasn't sure how, but that's what I always wanted.
Pete and Vonita Best also have jobs off the ranch in Watford City. Ahead on AGWEEK TV, we visit the North Dakota State FFA Convention.
Good work, good pay, in a good life. It's a Trans Systems way. Good work, good pay, in a good life. Lets me live my way. Good work, good pay. systems way. Good work.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has the storage, conditioning, and handling equipment to fit any size operation with a wide variety of options and accessories, including our patented Blockbuster auger to help break up blockages over the center sump gate, and a full line of mixed flow grain dryers with even heating, excellent efficiency, and expandable capacities. Protect your investment and market your grain. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with Superior Grain Equipment.
For over 130 years, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska has been providing protection from the unexpected. Farmers and ranchers choose Farmers Mutual insurance coverage for their industry experience, prompt claim service, and unmatched financial strength. Experience an insurance plan that's customized for your operation. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
At Gateway Building Systems, we provide unmatched service to all of our customers. Butler Builder understands this. We combine creative design capabilities with superior workmanship to deliver optimal building solutions. Our team provides insight that takes you from the ground up to build your future. Gateway Building Systems and Butler Buildings are designed for strength, durability, and longevity. We are here to build your project and maintain it for the next generation.
Go beyond the headlines with an AGWEEK membership. Get in-depth agribusiness reporting, original farm and ranch stories, and fact-based research for the most comprehensive ag news in the upper Midwest. Experienced ag journalists bring you exclusive ag news, insights, and policy updates you won't find anywhere else. Become a member today and get unlimited access to AGWEEK and AGWEEK TV.
How long can the region expect pleasant temperatures? Here's Jared with our AgriWeather Outlook.
I'm meteorologist Jared Piepenberg, and we're going to be taking a look at the next couple of weeks with our general outlook. And it does appear that some warmer temperatures will be on the way. Some of us are going to have our first 90s of the summer season. That'll be for parts of the Northern Plains and Upper Midwest. We'll take a look at how things are shaping up in terms of warm temperatures along with precipitation trend over parts of our region and where others may see some or may not. Take a look at the drought monitor as well. So that's just kind of a general outlook of what we're going to be covering here over the next couple of minutes. Our upper level flow. This is what we're going to start off with here as we head toward the end of the weekend into early next week. We are going to be seeing this ridge start to build in parts of the Northern Plains and Upper Midwest as a trough in the upper atmosphere across the western coast will start to dig down. So Portland to Vancouver, parts of the Pacific Northwest will end up having some wet weather, and it'll end up being just a little cooler in some places as well. Ahead of that wave, we'll have some brief warm temperatures early next week for parts of the plains, especially up into the Northern Plains and Upper Midwest. A few of us may start to see some of those first 90s of the week sneak into the area, and just of the season start to sneak into the area, but we'll have more along the way here, it appears, later on in the month. Now, as we head toward midweek, that trough in the upper atmosphere across the Pacific Northwest will track eastward. This will bring some precipitation trends toward central parts of the plains, upper Midwest, northern plains as well, and then that will track eastward. Now, as we head toward next weekend and into next week, it appears that we'll have a shot at seeing another ridge build, maybe overdoing it here just a little, but that mid-month toward, 3/4 of the way through that month, we may end up seeing some of those, the hot temperatures finally arriving for some of us. All right, the precipitation trend here is that ridge builds ahead of that trough in the west. We'll have the dry conditions over parts of the plains and the southeast. And it does appear that we'll have some wet weather about midweek or so as that trough in the Pacific Northwest late in the weekend, early next week, will track eastward. So this is what's shaping up in terms of precipitation this week. And just zooming in a little closer, you can kind of see how that will transition for parts of the Northern Plains and Upper Midwest in terms of the precipitation outlook. Now, as we head toward mid-month, that 6 to 10 day outlook here, above average temperatures across the southeast, staying cooler with that trough in the Pacific Northwest. Now, as we head toward the drought monitor here, things are still decent for parts of the Northern Plains and Upper Midwest, where a lot of the dry conditions are still holding strong across the desert Southwest and across California and the western part of the U.S. Precipitation outlook next week, still looking to stay a little below average across parts of the plains here. That's likely when we're going to see that heat return to parts of the region here and hold in place. And with that, really not seeing the precipitation outlook to be as dominant with the temperature trend just staying above average in that mid to second half of this month.
Every season has an end. After spending your whole life building something, it can be hard to move on to your next stage in life. But when that time comes, you deserve to have someone you trust guide you through the process. And by trusting us to pass on your legacy, it gives someone else the chance to create their own. Every auction has a story. Let us share yours.
AuctionBlock.com. First with online equipment auctions in 1999. First in worldwide registered users. AuctionBlock.com. Online farm, construction, and transportation equipment auctions every Wednesday. Sell with the leader. Call Auction Block today, 218-483-7880, or visit us online at AuctionBlock.com.
It's going to be an interesting year in agriculture. We have already seen the markets trade to new crop highs and levels not seen in years. There is uncertainty around the 2022 growing season. Will drought impact production? How many acres will be switched? And will demand remain strong? Are you getting the information you need to make the right marketing decisions? With the changing market environment, maybe it's time to change how you approach your grain marketing. Let Martinson Ag Risk Management get you the news that matters and a marketing plan that suits your needs.
When planting season comes around, time is precious and you don't have a moment to waste. This spring, keep your planters rolling with a user-friendly seed tender from North Star Ag. We have seed tenders for every size operation from Meridian, Unverferth, and J&M. North Star Ag also sells a variety of Valmar spreaders, the leader in air boom delivery. Uptime is crucial. Keep your crew in the field longer with a fuel trailer from Thunder Creek. Visit NorthstarAg.com to see our complete new and used inventory or give us a call.
Dynaflow is the ultimate high-volume water management pump. Whether you're experiencing flooding, emptying sloughs, transferring ponds, or working on irrigation, the Dynaflow pump works in as little as 18 inches of water and is designed to move 3,000 gallons per minute. The Dynaflow lift pump is the perfect upgrade to your drain tile system. Using line shaft turbine pump technology, these pumps are made to last while operating efficiently. Dynaflow drain tile pumps can move up to 1,500 gallons per minute, up to 3,400 feet away.
Welcome back to AGWEEK TV. Today we are at the North Dakota State FFA Convention and I am with Nikki Fiddle-Dydal. So Nikki, you recently took on a new position with North Dakota FFA organization. Do you want to go ahead and tell me a little bit about that?
I started in the classroom, so I was a high school agricultural education instructor and then started at this role in August. And so I work for North Dakota Career and Technical Education and I serve as the state supervisor. And I also am lucky enough to serve as the state FFA advisor as well.
So Nikki, you're the first woman to be within the role of state FFA advisor. How has that experience been for you so far?
I think that everyone looks back to their high school ag teacher, and I think if Mr. Kevin Nelson was listening to this, I don't think as a little 8th grader I expected me to get here, but really it's humbling. I mean, there's a lot of great women that have paved the way in agricultural education and FFA, and right now, North Dakota has more female ag teachers than male, and this is the first year of that as well.
So have we seen any growth within North Dakota FFA?
Since 2016 at least, we've grown in membership, and we have a record-breaking membership of over 7,000 students in North Dakota FFA this year, and that goes back to our teachers. And so we even had a growth in membership over COVID, and that would not have been possible without our advisors finding ways for those students to feel welcome and engaged.
Thanks for joining us today, Nikki, at the North Dakota State FFA Convention in Fargo. Still ahead, 3 friends open a cheese plant using fresh milk from a nearby dairy farm.
When planting season comes around, time is precious and you don't have a moment to waste. This spring, keep your planters rolling with a user-friendly seed tender from North Star Ag. We have seed tenders for every size operation from Meridian, Unverferth, and J&M. North Star Ag also sells a variety of Valmar spreaders, the leader in air boom delivery. Uptime is crucial. Keep your crew in the field longer with a fuel trailer from Thunder Creek. Visit NorthstarAg.com to see our complete new and used inventory or give us a call.
AuctionBlock.com. First with online equipment auctions in 1999. First in worldwide registered users. AuctionBlock.com, online farm, construction, and transportation equipment auctions every Wednesday. Sell with the leader. Call Auction Block today, 218-483-7880, or visit us online at auctionblock.com.
Don't miss out on the equipment you'll need next season. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH dealer, has early order discounts on its full line of powerful, efficient, new Case IH equipment, including tractors, combines, and self-propelled sprayers. Get a great deal and ensure that you have the latest in productivity and technology. Supply chains are tight. Contact your Titan Machinery dealership today and find out how much you can save by ordering ahead. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH equipment experts.
Every season has an end. After spending your whole life building something, it can be hard to move on to your next stage in life. But when that time comes, you deserve to have someone you trust guide you through the process. And by trusting us to pass on your legacy, it gives someone else the chance to create their own. Every auction has a story. Let us share yours.
Attention farmers and farming communities. The herbicide paraquat has been linked to Parkinson's disease. Paraquat, also known as Gramoxone, is still being used in the U.S. on corn, soy, and wheat crops and puts farm workers in danger. Producers across the country have filed lawsuits claiming that paraquat caused their Parkinson's disease and that the manufacturer failed to warn about the chemical's risk of neurological damage. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with Parkinson's after direct or indirect exposure to paraquat, call or visit solberglaw.com.
For AGWEEK, this is Mikkel Pates at Watertown, South Dakota.
We'll look at the positive impacts that dairy can have on the community.
A Minnesota couple has put a grain bin to a new use. Spoiler alert, it's not grain.
This elaborate system of tubing with the downhill slope is how Maplewood State Park gathers sap to make syrup.
Thanks for watching AGWEEK TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. After some construction delays, the new Campbell's cheese plant is up and running. Cheesemakers Jackie Oman, Kathy Huff, and Deanne Lumpkin started the Artisan Cheese Company in Oman's kitchen about 10 years ago. In 2016, they started producing cheese commercially at the University of Minnesota's pilot plant. Their new 5,800 square foot plant can turn out 650 pounds of cheese a week. They say one reason their cheese is so good is the high quality milk they get from the nearby Square Deal dairy.
Their butterfat and proteins they just have a really good high quality milk, so we're able to get a lot more cheese per pound of milk, which is exciting.
And the whey product from our cheese is going back to the farm and being fed to the cows. So it's really a full circle story, and we love that.
The women are planning a grand opening at the plant in mid-July. Stories you'll only see this week on agweek.com and in the magazine. It's unclear when a judge might rule on whether United States Sugar Corporation can buy Maverick Imperial Sugar. And post-secondary institutions in the Dakotas and Montana will receive precision ag grants from the CHS Foundation. We appreciate you watching AGWEEK TV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up on all your ag news. Have a great week.